Normally, when it comes to starting an inquiry, it all comes down to, for me, listening, watching, and documenting what the children are doing. Because if we're not slowing down to take the time to listen to them and observe them in a very quiet way, where we don't always have to feel we need to interject, then how are we possibly going to know how to support them in what to do next? So that's kind of the start. It could be a question. It could be excitement over something that they're problem solving or experimenting with. It could be something they bring in from home. I think we need to value their interests outside of the invitations and the materials that we provide for them. So for me, it's all about being responsive to what they're doing, thinking of ways to go a little deeper or extend that, but also being flexible in understanding that it may not go where I think it should be going.
Right. I also think the children demonstrate their curiosity not only by saying, I wonder, or having a very profound question. Sometimes it's through their actions and their nonverbal expressive communication that we see what they're wondering about. So the child who comes in and pauses and hears something, and you see just a look, they're curious about a sound that they've heard, or the way a material moves or reacts when they're engaging with it. They're not actually saying, hey, I wonder what that sound is. But you're able to be quiet and observe, and you're wondering with them, I wonder what they're curious about. So we're finding our own inquiry about children sparks and extends the inquiry with the children.
We're constantly in that stance of inquiry ourselves, constantly questioning what we saw them do, what worked, what didn't work, and why did it not work. And very rarely, I would say never really, the reason something doesn't work is because of maybe how we've structured or the invitation that we've provided for them. So that's another thing that we need to rethink.
I have to say, sometimes as an educator, just being able to watch you interact with children in that quiet way, even just pose a very thoughtful question, for me is learning. So I'm learning from Serge all the time. He has a way of working with children that is just very quiet and supportive, and you just have to watch it, and maybe we'll get a chance to see that today. But you just have to watch. He's the facilitator, but he's not. He's leading the learning, but he's not the lead knower.
Well, and likewise, Liz has a knack, Mutual Admiration Society here, but
Yeah.
she has a knack of being able to take a question or a struggle that the children are involved with and start co-constructing with them, and all of a sudden it becomes an activity, not an activity, it becomes an experience that they're engaged in then for a number of days, all because of a simple little question or a material that she's introduced to them.